Hi, my name's Bill, and today's story is a story about friends. Friends that all worked together to help one man who was really sick. Who was this man? Well, we're going to find out as we hear a story with a very unusual title called 7 Dunks in Dirty Water. Well, a long time ago there was a man whose name was Naaman. Now, Naaman was a powerful leader. He had 100 men, and he could go to any of those men at any time and tell them what to do, and they would do it just like that. But even though Naaman was a very powerful leader, he wasn't powerful enough to heal the sore spots that were all over his body. They were caused by a disease called leprosy, and not even the doctors could heal him. Now, in Naaman's home, there was a servant girl, a very young girl that worked for him. And one day she went to Naaman's wife and said, I've been thinking, there's this man whose name is Elisha, and Elisha is a friend of God, and sometimes God's been able to give him the power to be able to help other people through miracles. Maybe if Naaman saw Elisha, Elisha could help him. Well, of course, Naaman's wife was really excited, and she went right away to Naaman and said, maybe this man could help us. And Naaman said, I'd love to meet Elijah. And so they took the journey to Elisha's home. And when they got to the home, they knocked on the door. And even though Elisha was there, he sent a servant to bring the message. And the servant said to Naaman, Elisha says that what you need to do is you need to go to the Jordan River, and you need to dunk yourself in the river 7 times. If you do that, you will be healed. Now Naaman was very disappointed. You see, he thought that Elisha himself would come out, would pray to God, and would wave his hands over his body, and he would be well. But instead, he sent a servant to talk to him, and the servant basically told him to go jump in a lake. Well, Naaman didn't want to do it. He said, I'm not jumping in the Jordan River. That's the muddiest river around. But some of Naaman's servants said, you know what? This might help you. You got to try it. And so Naaman went to the Jordan River, the muddiest river around. He got inside of the river and he dunked himself 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. No change. His body still had the sore spots. But then he dunked himself 1 last time, and on the 7th time, he got out of the water and he was healed. Naaman was so excited, and he was so thankful that he had so many friends that led him to this place that made him well. Naaman really had a lot of friends, didn't he? He had the servant girl, and of course he had his wife. He had Elisha, and he had Elisha's servant, and of course God. And they were all willing to stop what they were doing to help Naaman to be able to get over this terrible disease that he had. That's what good friends are all about. Good friends are willing to stop and help others when others are in need. Are you willing to stop and help somebody that needs help? When you do that, you're being a good friend too. Well, it's time for me to say goodbye, but I'll be back again with another Bible story. So until then, bye-bye.